was in his class.
My Lord.
And I thought when he gave a little note, and his sister brought it and gave it to me, I said, what's this? She said, my brother told me to give you this letter. I read it. The only thing I tore it up before I read it said, I'm in love with you.
Wow.
Can I come see you? I tore it up. And I told my sister Mary, I said, Mary, this guy that in your class, his sister gave me this note, but I tore it up, so I'm going to tell you what he said. He in love with you. He want to marry you. She said, who? I said, the boy you called MP or something. She said, I don't know MP. But his name was Thomas, but I thought he was his other brother. And she said, oh, I know him. He don't pay me no attention. He let that boy like he don't know me. I said, well, he give a note. She said, it must be you he want. I said, no, not me. He's too old, because he's much older than I am. So he's too old. But Lord knows, when I got 18, who did I marry? Yeah. The one I told all my friends I'll never get married to. They saw me 2 years later. They said, I heard you married. Who did you marry? I said, oh, child, I married the boy that I said I would never marry. But every day, this is good. Why did I get married? Every day, when I wake up in the morning and I think about it, I got this man, I said, Lord, I thank you. Yes, nobody can ever walk in this man's shoes. I thank you. Awesome. His shoes are too big. It's like Jesus. Because he's going to treat me so good. I'm telling you, this man is like my mother, my father, my sister, my brother. He's like everything to me on this earth. Because I'm telling y'all, one thing I ever want for, he didn't give.
That's great.
I never had to work once in 40 years. And he said this word in December. Baby, you don't have to stay in this house here. We'll give it to the kids. I'll buy you a big house somewhere else. I said, no, I'm satisfied. Thank you, Lord. I said, boy, you too sick. Tell me buy me a big house somewhere. He said, don't worry about it. Where there's a will, there's a way. But I thank God for it. He said, well, baby, take your car and trade it. I'll give it to TT and get you a Cadillac. I said, I don't want a Cadillac, but I do want another car, but not a Cadillac. So, you know, why did I get married? For all the good reasons. And because of that, God has blessed me. And I must say, it had not been easy all of the time, because when I was younger, I cried a lot because I wanted him home and he worked. And then I had to go out on the job and sit all night with him. And most people told me when the girls that came up with me, they was like, where you been? I've been at your house. So I was on his job, me and the kids sitting down, because you know he worked. Oh, girl, I will be in there leave him. And a couple of times the devil said, won't you do what they say? Look at that man there trying to get your attention. I saw other guys trying to get my attention, but I didn't notice them. But I was so wrapped up in my husband. And I stayed on his job until about 11 or 12 at night. I said, baby, you can get home to 2. You got to be back by 5. He said, well, I'll get home around about 2. I'll give you a couple hours of my time and I'll go back to work. And he did. And I was like, Lord, I thank you. So I went on my knees, let me tell you something. And I began to give it to God. I said, God, take all that other little desire away. Just let me be faithful. Let me run on. And this was in my 20s. When I realized that my husband was still working late, I was 49 years old. One day, my baby girl gone. I looked up, I said, Lord, this man's still working late. I forgot. Because I was happy. I was very happy. And until this day, I'm very happy. Sister Lily know me since June. Is I'm a happy lady? When we talk, I tell her, I said, you can get married young. You just got to be in love. You can't get married because, I don't care if you 50, 60, 70, and you get married because of sex, but it ain't going to last. But when you get married because of love, you can say, why did I get married? Oh, I got married because, baby, it feels like I'm on cloud nine. Never had a honeymoon in my life. My husband never went and take me on vacation. Wow. He never take me on a honeymoon and stuff like that. Right. In 40 years, but I'm happy. And all these people had all these beautiful weddings and all this nice stuff, and they don't want them married. You have to suffer to be with your mate. You have to give up and come like, oh baby, I know it's hard, but I'm gonna have to hush. I want you. You have to really want that man. And if you really want it, buddy, you'll go through the storms and the water, tides and everything just to keep it. You got to work the work. Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about? You got to know how to work the work to keep your man. And I have to work the work to keep my man.
That's right. Go ahead on, Sister Reed. Work the work.
you're getting married because you're in love.
Yes.
And a lot of times, like you say, when you're young, and you really think you're in love when you're young. But then you got to think about the person who's out there that's got streetwise, been dating.
Yes.
So we got the woman who hasn't had that experience out there.
True.
Well, you're looking at a woman that has had experience
Yeah,
being
it's
out.
different.
That's
Yes.
right. It makes a difference. I mean, you can be in love,
Yes.
but you just about love everything.
Right.
You know, if you're free, you're single, you just out.
Yes.
Not like the guys that
Free.
came in, you know, what's the first one? Kurt?
Yeah, Kurt.
Kurt came in. You know, all of he's showing us how when the men, like we were sitting around here, and I guess each one was thinking probably, what they trying to show us? Well, when Kurt came in, first thing he did, he pointed at me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he just pointed at the women like that.
That's
Right.
how they do it.
That's how they do, you know, like
Calling you out.
calling you out. Now, when I met my husband, the one I'm married to now, it was in, he was in the military. And my girlfriends, they wanted me to go on the base. And I've never liked the base because I felt like all airmen just fly in, scoop you up, do what they want, and they're gone. You know, that was my theory on airmen or military people, men. And they had wives somewhere. Probably had 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So I always felt like that.
Well, good you understood.
You understand that, but you know, come on, I'm tell you. And so they say, come on, Zora, just go out for a little while. I'm like, well, it is a night to pick which way we go, because it was 4 of us, and we all went out together. Well, it was one lady night who had made plans to go on base, and she said, there's a lot of Williams stationed there and Smith. All we got to do is say Sergeant Smith or Sergeant Williams invited us. And I thought, and it worked.
Okay.
We got to the gate. Sergeant D. Williams, we're his guests.
Okay.
They checked. Okay, there you on now. We got in. So when we got in, I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be one of them nights, you know. So there I was coming into the little Airman's Club, and my husband, who is now, standing there, and he kept saying, psst. Just irritated. Psst. He kept doing that, and I thought, oh my goodness. Then he did like that one time. I said, are you calling a cat or something? And he says, no, save me a dance. And I was like, oh, y'all see what I'm talking about? He said, no, we ain't got in the club good. And there goes somebody. Psst. So he came in the club, we were all sitting around, and he told me he was going to marry me. Just right off like that. And I said, oh, here we go with these fairy tales. And already, I was like, no. So I said, this is why I don't like him. She said, well, guess what? He just ordered all those drinks. That's what the other girl said. She said, let him keep going. Let him keep going all night. So I gave him, before the night, make it short, I gave him a name at the end of the night. I gave, well, we had a dance. He said, can I have a dance? And I said, yes. We went out, we danced. And it takes him really to tell the story, because once we got through dancing, I went that way, he went that way. He thought I was going to go sit with him, but I had made up my mind I wasn't talking to none of them tonight, because I don't have time, but I knew they just stationed there, right? And so he came over and he said, what? We get ready to leave. He said, oh, wait a minute, I want to get your name or phone number or something, maybe I could call you and take you on a date. And I said, Lisa. I thought that was Lisa.
That's the
So,
way you do it.
so I gave him the phone. He had the right number. He had the wrong name. Well, that's my middle name. And so he called. I figured he wasn't going to call, but he called and my dad answered the phone. And my dad right away was like, oh, how old are you? What you want with Lisa? My baby, she's 3 years old. What do you want with her? And he said, Zora, somebody out here calling for Lisa. I said, oh, goodness, that's my big phone call. So he called me back. I talked to him. He said, well, I'm going to be in the area. I just want to stop by your house and I have some things for you. And he just kept sending flowers to my job, doing all that. And I said, well, maybe it's something to that. But that was him, this good guy. But me, what I'm trying to pull out of this is that I wasn't ready. He already said he's going to marry me.
Okay.
He had made up his mind. He was doing everything he could. And I thought, well, why not? Why not get married? First year, what happens? I get a baby. So I felt kind of stuck with him, you know, and I said, oh my goodness. You
Well,
know,
that's what happens, honey, when you got a husband and you
yes, I got pregnant right away